Wake up. If you haven't experimented with TikTok yet, regardless if you're a VR creator or not, I highly recommend it because the algorithm over there, crazy good for discovery. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming it's because you're already on TikTok, and maybe you're interested in going live, but are frustrated by the fact that you can only use your phone as your camera. How the heck are you supposed to capture your game? Might I introduce the new Windows program that TikTok is testing called TikTok Studio? I was one of the random creators chosen to give it a shot, so let me give you a little overview of what it's like and give some specific tips for you VR content creators out there. This is a big deal because it doesn't mean that you're limited to streaming with just your phone anymore. You can have a full setup including game capture streamed directly to TikTok, without the need for a stream key or to direct people over to Twitch to see your gameplay, which could still be a strategy for you if you're looking to grow both at the same time. First, how do you get access? Well, currently it seems to be a little random. They started giving out access starting May 5th apparently, but I'm assuming you also need to meet the minimum requirements needed in order to go live in the first place, which I believe is 1,000 followers, and starting sometime in November you'll also need to be 18 years of age or older. Let me show you the initial setup and then we'll break down some of the individual features. After downloading and installing TikTok Studio, connect your TikTok account to the app, QR code being the fastest and easiest in my opinion. You then get the option to either run through beginner setup or import from another tool. Import from another tool seemed to randomly pull a scene from my existing OBS and didn't give an option of which to choose, so until that gets worked out, I'd go with beginner setup. Decide between landscape or portrait. Since TikTok is primarily viewed on mobile, I'd go with portrait. Go to the settings and adjust the video quality. You can do a quick speed test to auto-change some settings, which I really liked, and I actually wish OBS had some kind of in-house solution like this. Then add your scenes and sources, most importantly game capture, microphone and speakers, but you can add your camera as well depending on your setup and style. Finally, change your live settings such as the cover image or pick auto screenshot, which will just take a random snapshot while you're live. Add a title, any moderators if applicable, then go live. I should note here that TikTok Studio can also be used as recording software to take and send footage directly to your PC, but I'll probably keep using OBS in this use case. Now for some of the specifics. First of all, TikTok Studio is kind of like a watered down OBS or Streamlabs OBS, except it gives you the benefit of being able to stream directly to TikTok, with the added ability to see chat and your analytics in one place. VR streamers, keep chat in mind. I'll go into this later on how you can make this work for you. Currently, you can have up to 10 scenes and sources at a time, so if you're new to this kind of software, think of scenes like a folder, and sources are the individual components that go into the folder, like your game capture source, camera source, etc. However, I will say that it does seem for now to take a significantly long time to switch from one scene to another, but hopefully this is something that they'll improve in the future. For camera sources, you can also have the option to green screen yourself out if you have a green screen, or you can try their auto background removal functionality. Other source options include adding a photo, video, custom goals such as gift and follower goals, a countdown timer, seeing chat on the screen, having a website as a source, and an alert box which you can customize somewhat. With any source, you can do the typical crop, rotate, stretch, center to screen, lock or pin the source, place and layering. There's also an undo and redo button, which I really appreciate, and you can right-click the source to access these options as well. Pro tip, like in OBS, you can hold Alt while dragging to quickly crop your sources. For funsies, I guess there's also a markup option that allows you to take a pen and pretty much go crazy with your canvas, or you can use it to create shapes. TikTok Studio also gives you the options to use a couple of basic hotkeys for various things such as changing scenes, triggering sources, and more, but this also means that you can tie these hotkeys to something like a Stream Deck if you wish. Now, a couple of tips specifically for you VR streamers pertaining to field of view, layouts, and reading your TikTok chat in your headset. First, note that if you're used to using OBS and you use the OpenVR Capture plugin to capture your headset view, unfortunately for now that's not an option in TikTok Studio, so you're going to have to just use the game capture to capture the game's exe directly, or my preferred choice, using the 𝐿IV first-person stabilizer. 𝐿IV is free on Steam, and the first-person stabilizer gives you a lot of options when it comes to the aspect ratio of the game capture, horizon lock, and just smoothing out the capture in general. And I mean, just look at this difference in field of view between the two. Anyway, I've created a whole video on this in case you're interested in checking it out later. Remember, 𝐿IV is free on Steam, and the first-person stabilizer should work with most SteamVR games as long as it doesn't use OpenVR and as long as it doesn't have easy anti-cheat. Make sure that when you're setting up your game that you look at TikTok Studio and make sure that your viewers can see through your dominant eye so that the action doesn't seem off and is nice and centered. What I'll usually do is I will look at something in the game like a menu, I'll make sure it's centered in my view, then I'll carefully take my headset off and place it on something tall nearby, some kind of piece of furniture in the spot that I'll be standing in. Then I'll go over to my desktop and make sure that the thing I'm looking at is actually in the center of my view by moving the game capture exe left or right as needed. Next, I have a couple of live streaming layouts that you can borrow if you need ideas for an aesthetically pleasing setup, but these are only ideas. Feel free to get creative. First, if you don't want to physically be a part of your stream, you can just go with the classic headset view filling the whole screen. If you do want to be a part of your stream, you can have both the headset view, but also you and your space on either the top or bottom of your layout. I prefer giving the game more real estate and having my camera source take no more than like a third or a fourth of the canvas, but that really depends on you. Or if you want to be included in your stream, but you don't want to block the game too much, you can add yourself in and chroma key yourself out, either with the auto background removal or for better quality key by using an actual green screen. For those of you who are wondering how to read TikTok chat while in VR, thanks to TikTok Studio, you can now actually do this pretty easily. In TikTok Studio, click the pop-out chat button. Personally, I prefer the Steam app OVR Toolkit, which I've covered many times in the past. With OVR Toolkit open, head into your headset and click both of your controller's grip buttons twice in rapid succession to bring up the initial menu. From here, you want to spawn a new window and set the contents to be the TikTok chat window. They aren't named very well, so you might have to click through a couple until you find the right one. From here, you can change settings such as opacity, curve, size, and more. You can also move the window to wherever you'd like in your space, or you can attach it to your wrist. Interestingly enough, it seems like TikTok is trying to get more people to use the web browser to view live streams, where horizontal actually would look better there. But until I hear of more people actually watching TikTok content from the browser versus mobile, I'm probably still going to stick to the vertical format. There's a couple of quirks that I noticed with TikTok Studio, like my scenes and sources not saving occasionally, the weird random import feature, and landscape and portrait canvases kind of getting mislabeled. But I have noticed that the app has been getting some frequent updates, and every time I open it up, it seems like something new has been added or changed. So they do seem to be working quickly to get this up and running and hopefully to more TikTok creators out there. Hopefully this video has prepared you for what is coming, or helped you out if you already have access to it. I'm looking forward to the potential that TikTok Studio has to bring more VR creators to the platform. As always, keep on creating and never lose that drive to improve. I'll see you in the next one.